Hello everybody, SpamKappa here with a Noteblock tutorial. Today we'll be using command blocks. Now you might be wondering, why will we use command blocks over note blocks? The answer is simple. Command blocks allow for a lot more features, such as stacking on top of each other. For instance, you can't play a note while a block is on top of a note block. And it allows for much more variation, such as being able to place the command block in there rather than having to place a block underneath the note block to get a certain instrument. The command to give yourself a command block is /give @p Minecraft command block. I already have one, so I'll throw that away. Now you've got your command block, we'll look at the code to play a note. Do /placeSound Minecraft block.note. In this case, we'll be using harp as the instrument. Then you gotta select the source. In this case, we'll use ambient. Then you gotta select who you want to target. In this case, we'll do @a to target everybody. And then we'll make the coordinates relevant to the command block itself. Then the volume being 50,000, so pretty much everyone can hear it. And then the pitch. In this case, we'll do 1.41, which corresponds to 18 clicks on a note block. I have a complete list of every corresponding click on note block to pitch. So in this case, 0 clicks on note block corresponds to 0.5 pitch, 1 being 0.53, and so on and so forth, until 24 clicks to equal 2. The colors correspond to Noteblock Studio, a program I highly recommend you check out. It allows you to play notes and figure out what you like before you actually make anything. So for instance, you can place a bass down, change it to like whatever pitch you want, and then you see it says 14. Well, from this data sheet here, we can tell 14 corresponds to the pitch 1.12. So what you do is you go in here and say, well, it's 14, which corresponds to 1.12, and then you go here and you change that to bass, since it's a bass. Now that you have a basic understanding on how to play notes, let's talk a little bit about redstone and different methods you can use to play notes. I call this one the fiver, because you can put 5 notes right next to each other, and it's pretty simple. It doesn't take too much thought process, and it's easy to make. So for instance, if you wanted to play a song that could play 5 notes at a time, you'd probably want to use this method. So let's say you use a song that can only play up to 3 notes at the same time. I like to use this method that I like to call the 3-er. Basically, it's a more confined but still easy to edit method of placing the command blocks. It's pretty simple and straightforward. The method I like to use is a bit more complex, where you offset the command blocks by 1 block so they don't trigger each other, but still can trigger at different tempos. Pretty straightforward and easy, but just keep in mind tempo could mess it up a bit. So let's say you want to play 5 notes at once, but you don't want to use this method. Well, luckily Minecraft has made chain blocks and many other options that can help with that. Simply make sure all the command blocks are pointed all at each other, sort of like this. Then what you want to do is go into the command block, where you see these boxes here. Make sure each one of them is clicked. That way it is chain, conditional, and always active. Now what will happen is whichever block is triggered will trigger the next block, because since it's conditional, it'll check if the block beneath it has been triggered because it's chained, and then it doesn't need to be powered because it's always active. Pretty straightforward. So you can do stuff like say test, say 2, and so on and so forth until the note is up. And of course, this can correspond to a note. So in this case, we'll be using a harp 6. You can see it played all these in the note. So obviously, we can just change this to different notes. And there you go. It's as simple as that. Thank you for watching. Hope this tutorial was helpful. SpamKappa over and out.